What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be covering healthy habits. So I'll be sharing some habits and tips for you to incorporate into your day-to-day life for your overall wellness and improvement of your well-being. And the reason why it's so important that we are attentive to our habits and aware of our habits is because our habits are the things that we're basically doing almost unconsciously. Our habits are the things that we're so good at doing because we've done them so many times before. That's how they become a habit. But your habits formulate your day, and then your day forms your week, your month, and your month, your year. And what we don't want is for you to get into a place, or for any of us to get into a place where all this time has gone by and then you wonder, okay, what happened with my time? Where did all this time go? What have I done with it? Because we were not really being conscious of our habits and the things that we're doing every single day, right? An example of this is if you have ever, anybody that's driven a car, you're driving, you're on the road doing your thing, and then you suddenly have this random thought. Your mind kind of goes somewhere else, and then you reach your destination and you stop, like you wonder to yourself, okay, I got here, how did that happen? Right? I'm sure it's happened to some of you. I know it's happened to me before. That is our mind being unconsciously competent. We are so good at what we're doing. We have developed the skill because we've done it over and over and over again. And it's kind of scary. And it doesn't just apply to that one area in driving. It applies to like so many different areas of our lives, right? You might have done a recipe 100 times and suddenly you're throwing it together, but your mind is somewhere else and you're at the end of your recipe and you're like, okay, how did I even do that, right? It's because you've done it so many times before. The goal here with our habits is to put into practice intention and action that is getting us into the direction that we want to go. Okay, so you want to put into place habits that serve you, and the habits that don't serve you, replace those with the habits that are best for you. Now, how do you know what serves you and what doesn't serve you, right? What habits should you be doing and not doing? I'm sure most of you have a pretty good idea for the most part, but just keep the end in mind, right? Focus on the end goal. What do you want to achieve? How do you want to feel? Take it a day at a time. Like, what do you want to achieve within this day? And analyze your habits. Are your current habits going to get you there where you want to be with that end goal in mind? Or are your habits setting you back? So if your habits are not in alignment with the end goal in sight, then you need to adjust. And you need to put into place the habits and the practices that are going to get you to where you want to be. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started. I have my notes here. So first habit that we want to implement is setting up a morning practice for yourself. Okay, so you're gonna give yourself, within your morning practice, you're gonna give yourself time with self. This is the space that you have allowed for you to prep your mind and your body, even your spiritual life, for whatever is to come throughout the day. Okay, a big mistake a lot of people make is they get up in the morning, the alarm goes off, they get up, they run to the coffee pot, they go to the bathroom, they get dressed, they get ready, and then they're off and out the door. There hasn't been any time to prep your mind for what's going to come at you, right? Because there's always something going on in the world. There's always something happening. And we have to prepare ourselves. Physically too. A lot of people are skipping breakfast or having a really quick breakfast on the go. And we need to put ourselves into the position for being prepared. So establishing for yourself a morning practice that you can develop and spend that time with yourself. Some people take an hour. Some people take 15 minutes. It all depends on your schedule and what you can do. But a couple of things that I recommend putting into your morning practice is, number one, hydrating your body, being intentional with drinking water. Okay, first thing in the morning. The reason being is because you've been sleeping for so many hours and your body is essentially, dehydrated. You need hydration in the morning. So that water comes in, it cleanses you, it purifies you, it washes out your toxins, it hydrates your organs, it hydrates your mind, your brain. It's so great for your body. So you need to immediately as part of your morning practice, drinking some water. I recommend room temperature or warm water just because it is a lot more beneficial for your digestive system. So drinking some water, and then the other part of that is spending that time with yourself. So while you're drinking water, maybe you want to brew your coffee or whatever else it is that you would drink. I like to start boiling water for my tea, and then getting a journal and start journaling gratitude. You have to get into the practice of gratitude. I'm sure you've heard the saying, count your blessings. Literally, count your blessings, okay? So while you're sipping your water, let's say you have 15 minutes, jot down 5 to 7 things, 5 to 10 things, 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. And then spend some time in meditation and prayer, okay? Another thing I like to do within that time frame, depending on the time that I have, is making time to read the Bible in the morning and some type of self-development book, something to stimulate my mind at the same time. Okay, so I love doing that as part of my morning practice. That is my time with self. I hydrate my body, I'll have my tea, I'm journaling, I got my gratitude list down, and I'm already putting myself in a position of thankfulness. And my disposition is so much happier. I'm a more pleasant person, right? Because I'm doing these things for myself. So it's really important that we establish practices in that way. Some people will take a shower as part of it, or a bath. Some people will do a little bit of an oil massage. They'll massage their joints. There's so many different things that you can do, but definitely set up something for yourself to have some time for yourself, minimum of 10 minutes. Okay, the next thing after that, you've already prepped your mind, you've had your meditation and your prayer, so you've had some spiritual time, and you've had your water, so you've hydrated. The next is your physical body. Nourish your body. Now this is the time where you're going to be getting in some macronutrients, micronutrients, most important, and you're going to be stabilizing your energy, giving yourself energy, controlling your appetite, right, based on what you're eating, and stabilizing your cortisol. So I think it's good for people also to be aware that your cortisol levels are highest in the morning. And with that being said, you want to stabilize that cortisol, because that's your stress hormone. And so eating some grounding breakfast, a nourishing breakfast, also helps in stabilizing that. And so with that being said, cortisol highest in the morning, that stress hormone is highest in the morning. It is really important that we take at least 10 to 15 minutes and establish that morning practice for ourselves to stabilize that stress hormone, because we don't want to just throw ourselves out into the day and create more stress, right? So we need to practice stress management. These are some ways in which we can do that at the same time. Okay, so there's a lot of benefits in one. An idea for a simple light breakfast, and when you're having your breakfast, you don't want to have anything too crazy heavy. Maybe a bowl of steel cut oats with some nuts and seeds for fats and protein, and some mixed berries for antioxidants and fiber. Okay, so it's important to just understand that you're getting quality protein, you're getting fiber in, and you're getting your healthy fats. Okay, the next thing you want to do is move your body. Now, I am not talking about intense exercise. This is separate from exercise. This is just, hey, you've just woken up, let's get the body warmed up, stimulate that blood flow, okay? If it's weather appropriate and you can go outside, take a walk around the block, right? That'll get your blood flowing a little bit. If you can't get outside, the weather is not cooperating, do some gentle stretching in front of a window so that you're getting sun and vitamin D still, right? And when you're thinking about what type of gentle movement you should be doing, consider from your head down to your toes, okay? You can do neck stretches, arm swings, you can twist your back, right? You can just reach down and touch your toes, do some calf raises. The idea is to be intentional in moving your body. When I'm doing my morning yoga, or the online instructor, because now everything is, online with us being in lockdown, literally tells us, put your mind on your fingers, move your toes. This is how we're waking up the body, okay? So just a light movement to get your blood flowing. All right, so next habit that you want to get into practice of is chewing your food, okay? I know that this sounds weird for a lot of people, but digestion really begins in the mouth. So think about it this way. Your stomach does not have teeth. That's the job of your mouth, okay? So save energy by chewing your food. When you are chewing your food, you're also getting more nutrients absorption from your food. Okay, so there's a lot of benefits in chewing, and it helps you with your digestion. It helps your body just overall. So I know some of you are probably eating in a rush or flying out the door eating, but if you can, take one meal, just one meal out of your day and sit with your food. Eat slowly and chew your food thoroughly, okay? The other healthy habit is to make sure that you are on the hydration train, guys. Staying hydrated. So when it comes to water, I have a big mason jar, and I like to keep it filled up. I'll fill it up the night before to have it ready in the morning to drink, and I'll keep refilling it throughout the day. And I'll just keep sipping on that. So ideally, the amount of water you want to shoot for is half your body weight in ounces. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you want to shoot for 100 ounces of water. Now, if you never drink water, that is a big jump. So just start where you are, okay? Start with 1 cup a day. If you're drinking a cup, start with 3 a day. If you're doing 3, try 5 or 6, and slowly work your way up. But continue sipping water and make sure that you are staying hydrated throughout the day. That is extremely important for your health. Okay. Next habit is to incorporate vegetables into your day every single day, and a variety of different vegetables. So if you are used to eating the same types of vegetables all the time, that's fine. Stick to your regulars, but on your next grocery store pickup, try one new vegetable and look up several different recipes. So you can try cooking it 3 different ways and see what you like the best. But definitely take your time to expand your palate, right? So get a lot of different vegetables in throughout your day. You can freeze vegetables. If you buy a vegetable and you're like, I have no idea what to do with it, you know, you can freeze your vegetables until you have a recipe to try it in. But definitely start experimenting in the kitchen with a variety of different vegetables, okay? Do not be afraid of your veggies. Next thing we want to do is to practice deep breathing. Guys, deep breathing is so important, and it gets overlooked quite a bit because if you're alive, you're breathing. But let's just say you want to take a midday break, okay? Set up a 3 o'clock alarm. And that 3 o'clock alarm is for you to take 3 minutes for deep breathing, or maybe 2 minutes, or maybe 1 minute, whatever you can spare. But take time to breathe with intention. And I'm talking big, deep breaths. Slow breaths, okay? Slow inhalation through your nose, slow exhalation through your mouth. And this strengthens your body as well. And even though your lungs themselves do not have any skeletal muscle, your diaphragm is a muscle. And so in that deep breathing, you are also helping that muscle be able to grow and get stronger, okay? So focus on deep breathing several times a day. I think it's great midday as well, just to kind of calm yourself down, get back into presence and awareness with yourself. It helps you think clearer, and it's just good for your body in general too. So deep breathing. The other habits, next one, is for you to make a bedtime routine. Okay, we talked about a morning practice. Get into something for the evening, okay? And I realized I did say bedtime routine. I'm catching myself in saying routine, and here's why. Routines are very structured. They're rigid, and we have routines all of our life. In school you have a routine, at work you have a routine. This evening practice should be, and your morning one, should be more like a ritual for you. It's a self-care practice that you're doing, okay? So an idea can be, starting to dim the lights, turning electronics off maybe 1 to 2 hours beforehand. I know that's really tricky for some people, but if you really want to establish a good evening practice for yourself, getting the electronics off, maybe having a cup of hot tea, something soothing, a nice herbal tea, a hot bath, go back to journaling in the evening. Try to get yourself in bed at the same time every day and then waking up at the same time every day. So getting yourself into the practice, again, of an evening routine. When you get adequate amount of sleep, you wake up better. And in your evening routine, you also prep your morning. If you're not sleeping well, you're going to have a hard time getting up in the morning. So your evening affects your morning, and it really affects the rest of your day. So like I said, in the evening is when I get my water ready. Sometimes I'll get my books and my journal ready, make sure I have everything lined up and ready to go for me in the morning. So get an evening practice in for yourself. Okay, the next practice that we should be getting into the habit of is reading our labels, food labels, nutrition labels, supplement labels. Reading the labels and see, what you're really consuming, okay? So I'm going to put pictures up so you guys can see it better, because I know you probably can't see it from the camera. But consider here, like this is the front of it, chocolate milk, fat-free milk, vitamins A and D, non-GMO, right? So you have something here that from the cover looks like it could be okay. When we come back here to the ingredients, non-fat milk, liquid sugar, water, cacao, carrageenan, palmitate. If you're not familiar with the words in the ingredient labels, if it looks like a long list of chemicals and stuff that you don't understand, honestly, it's best to avoid it. And do your research. Now, I can't say we're never going to conquer that, but there are so many different ingredients. And even sugar, for example, has like over 60 different terms. So a lot of people might be reading sugar and they don't even know that it's sugar. So stick with labels that you understand what's in it, okay? Another one, this is a bag of Doritos here. I purposefully grabbed like things just so I can, show you in this video. Yellow 6, yellow 5. I know you can't see this, like I said. I'm going to take a picture and that way you guys can see up front what's here. But a lot of ingredients that, artificial flavors that are chemically made, they're made in a factory, and they're not true foods at all. And what's funny is that the front of this says, it says a reduced fat chip. Is that supposed to make it healthier, is the question. Yeah, no. Now this one, you look at the cover, sprouted organic snacking seeds. Now what I like about this here is that the ingredients are so simple. So I will take a photo of this and I'm going to put this up so that you can see. The first ingredient is sprouted pumpkin seeds, sprouted sunflower seeds, coconut sugar, cinnamon, and vanilla. And that's it. That's all that's in here. The other thing that is important for you to understand when you're reading ingredients is the first ingredient is what this is mainly comprised of, and the last ingredient is going to be what you will find minimally of, what's less of. So for example, the first ingredient in Doritos is whole corn, and vegetable oil. So this product is mainly corn and vegetable oil. A lot of breakfast cereals, that it's corn and sugar. The cereal is made up mainly of corn and sugar. So just be aware the labels are listed, the ingredients are listed of most to the least, from the first ingredient to the last one, okay? The other thing that you want to be aware of is looking at the nutrition facts themselves, okay? They have listed fat, carbs, protein, cholesterol, sodium, and fiber. So they always have the macronutrients listed, because your fats, proteins, and carbs are your macronutrients listed, but they're not going to list all your micronutrients. It shows it's for your, so your micronutrients are your vitamins, your minerals, your phytonutrients, antioxidants. That's not all going to be on a label. For example, this milk shows it has some calcium, it has some phosphorus, it has some vitamin B12, vitamin A, right? These are all the vitamins and some minerals that they have added to this. But it doesn't show in reality all of the micronutrients. For example, these two, it has a list of a lot of vitamins and minerals, but a lot of the antioxidants also that are in here are not going to be listed. So just keep in mind that you're going to see your macros, you're going to see some micros, but pay attention to your labels. Get into the habit of reading those labels. Okay, next thing that I want to share with you guys is, and this is the last thing here that I wanted to share, was to choose joy and find joy. Or maybe it's reverse. Find joy and choose joy. This kind of goes hand in hand with your gratitude, because when you're in gratitude and you're in that state, it is so much easier to find joy. And finding the blessings in a lot of the pain and discomfort that we feel. As hard as it is, I know, but we have to seek out joy. And the more you seek it out, the more you will find it, right? Engage also in things that make you laugh. And be mindful of what you're consuming, not just physically, not just what you're putting into your body, but what you're putting into your mind, okay? Make it a habit to be aware of how much of the news are you listening to. How about your friends and your family? What are they putting into your mind, right? So you have to guard your mind. You have to be responsible for that. And sometimes you have to, it's easy to turn the TV off or turn the phone off. Sometimes there are family members or friends that you just have to tell them, you know, I don't want to talk about this right now. Like, I'm sorry, but I can't really discuss any of that stuff right now, right? You have to do what's best for you. So just be mindful of what you're letting into your mind. Find things that bring you laughter, that make you happy. You know, just another movement thing that came to mind is take some time, put on your favorite song at home, and just do a little dance. Just dance it out at home. It's great for your mind. It stimulates your endorphins. It makes you happy. It's good for your body, right? But engage in practices that bring a smile and laughter to your face, guys. That's all I have for today. If any of this was helpful for you or you found value, please let me know. Comment below. If there are any other practices that you personally have, go ahead and comment them below too. I'd love to hear what else you do. And when it comes down to implementing these habits, guys, just start with one. I know I gave you a lot of information. Just start with one. Analyze your habits and then work to correct, you know, but just take it inch by inch, a little bit at a time. So pick a habit, work on it, keep the end in mind, keep your goals, you know, at the forefront of your mind so you can keep working towards them. But the goal here is wellness, mind, body, spirit. And that's all I got. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see y'all again soon.